Oh, this is probably one of the best stories in North Dakota. You have a man that wants nothing less than to make the Enchanted Highway in North Dakota the world's capital of iron sculpting. There's a 30-mile stretch of highway from Interstate 94, Gladstone, comes through the town of Leffer and then ends in Regent. And that 30-mile stretch, every 3 miles he has a place you can get off the highway. You can park your car on scoria. Sometimes there's playground equipment, or there will be playground equipment. And then there's big art, and it's big. The first thing he put up, the world's largest steel family, and he calls it the tin family, but I'm the state recycling coordinator, and part of my job is to convince people that steel cans are steel and magnets attached to them. But anyway, I'm getting off the subject, but you can see where my job is just all about North Dakota. The second thing he put up, he has a Teddy Roosevelt 50 feet high.
So I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not, a pheasant's a pheasant, Teddy Roosevelt's a Teddy Roosevelt, and so I'm not saying I'm going to be a Picasso and recreate something, because I'm folk art. I'm doing something that you can relate to and I can relate to, and with that in mind, I look through pictures, I look through books, I look through whatever, and if there's something, a shape or a design that hits me, I say, well, let's take that and let's blow it up to 60 feet or 150 feet or whatever, and let's see what it, now. That would be awesome. I taught for about 15 years as a teacher and another 8 as a principal. And there was a time that I in education where I either had to expand and go into another avenue of education because the challenge was no longer there. And with that in mind, I started working on metal sculptures. I happen to have an aunt that visited me from Wyoming, and she brought down this little wind man made out of cans. And so I thought, now there's a unique idea. What if I blew this up? And my brother, was an architect, I said, well, I want to blow this up to say about 45 feet or so. And with that in mind, we came up with the first site, thinking, let's do this tin family. I visited with another gentleman, and he said, he was just visiting with me, and he says, I've always wanted to do a silhouette of Teddy Roosevelt on a horse. And I go, well, that's a neat idea. I said, why not try that? And then the third was pheasants are a big part of our area. There's a lot of pheasants in the area. In the 2-state or 3-state area, there's a lot of pheasant hunting is a big thing in the fall. So at that I thought, well, pheasants are a neat bird. Let's bring up pheasants. The pheasants are made out of bent well pipe for the frame inside, and then they've got a wire screen, gravel screen mesh on the outside. So then the next one was the grasshopper, and I thought, I don't know why, I guess there's grasshoppers. My grandfather always told me, and Dad told me about the 30s of the grasshoppers and how they almost destroyed their farms. They were so thick and everything. And I thought, well, and every time I walked out in the fall, there was grasshoppers, and I thought, okay, why not? It's part of our area. It's part of the heritage. I thought, okay, why not bring up the world's largest grasshopper?
Gary has done just a fabulous job with each of the pieces. Sometimes he has local help and other farmers come and help weld and paint, but for the most part it's a one-man show, and if it wasn't for his drive and determination, he wouldn't be to where he is now.
Now you see my trailer. Look at that awesome trailer house. I mean, you don't want to walk on the steps. You may fall through, but other than that, it's warm in the wintertime and hot in the summertime. So it keeps the rain off, so that's where I live, and I've lived there for 9 years. It's not my idea of where I want to live for the rest of my life. I mean, not that I've got anything against trailer houses, but I'd like to have a home, a solid roof over my head if I could. But for now, and if it means the rest of my life, I'll be there the rest of my life. So,
fundraising is a hard part. We got to do fundraisers. Basically, the funds are just wholly or solely for materials, and lately it's been helping me to get a high school kid or to help me weld. I take no funds of this for living or anything like that. They ask what I live on, and I say I live on $1,500 a year. I don't have health insurance. I don't have, basically, like I said, I don't entertain a lot. I don't go out to the bars. I don't go to the movies. I don't go, basically, I go to work, I come home, and that's it. I work roughly on the project 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. I've welded in 40 below, and I've shoveled the snow off of every piece that I've done, and we just keep welding. Okay, the next sculpture going up is called Geese in Flight, and basically it's a large sun, or a ray of sun. It's 150 feet long and 90 feet tall, and on it it's going to have 10 geese flying. And about 3 miles, I've got another site we're also working on in conjunction with Geese in Flight. Is called Deer Crossing, and it's going to be a shadow design of a buck and a doe. Hopefully, with a little luck, if everything works out, I'd like to set that one this fall yet. That way we'd have one about 4 miles from interstate, or 3 miles from interstate, and then once we entice them to stop at interstate, then the deer would be the next one. Then they might as well drive on down and see the rest of the sites.
And he has dreams of a golf course where every hole there's tens of trees and thousands of leaves, and the leaves are metal, and they might be painted a different color for each hole. So hole 1 could be a shade of pink, and hole 2 could be a copper flavored leaf or a silver flavored leaf.
In North Dakota, we don't have anything. We have the Badlands, but so does South Dakota. We got to create something unique enough that when it goes out on national, all of a sudden one time someone's going to say, whoa, we have something.
this is called a whirligig, where the wind makes something happen. It's supposed to be like a windmill. It's supposed to turn this. Well, this is going to be, that's what we're going to do, is basically take this and
There's no doubt in my mind we'll become a major tourist attraction in North Dakota, and then I'm hoping we'll become one of the if I continue with what I've got planned, we'll become a major tourist attraction in the United States. Okay, with that in mind, we're going to bring people in that travel that are going to say, we've got to see this.